And it is the next to last Israel update. Well, actually, not really for good, but next to the last one before Hanuk. I'll be there.
Yeah. You know, what's really funny is you'll be there and our wonderful Connect group will be there. And that means we can't do an Israel update, but we'll be getting so many experiences and have so much to share when that is over. But anyway, it hasn't even begun yet, so let's not talk about it being over.
But yeah, I've got, I was working on the list today, and we have about half the tour is leaving prior to me getting there, is going to be in the land already. And the night that the bus goes to the airport on the 11th, I think there'll be 4 people on it.
And me.
Yeah, well, 5.
Take them. Yeah.
So
that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny.
But on a not so funny, I saw there was a terrorist attack outside of Ma'ale Adumim. Yeah, easy for me to say. I can't do that one.
Ma'ale Adumim.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. There has been an uptick in terrorism. Where it's coming from is Iran. No one's even using the fake covering of Jews are storming Al-Aqsa. You know, this is just, it is what it is. And what's interesting is Netanyahu has joined the ranks of all these people writing memoirs. So you've got David Friedman, our former American ambassador to Israel, has a book. Jared Kushner has a book. Trump has a book and continues to put his foot in his mouth about everything. Netanyahu has a book that's just come out. And it's interesting how previous American administrations, like the Clinton, like the Obama administrations, are and even you know, the Biden administration or the Kamala Harris administration, whoever's got the title today, it's amazing how they keep insisting that it's the growth of settlements, quote unquote, that are causing, which, and anyway, we could go on and on. Weather today in Modi'in is 80 degrees.
Wow.
No humidity. What's interesting, of course, is at the end of Sukkot, we change our prayers, Mashiv Haruach Umorid et Hagashem, to have the winds blow and the rains come. The Shemitah year has ended at Rosh Hashanah. Just got an interesting note from someone the other day saying, well, they heard someone say that Shemitah has, no, it's every 7 years, Rosh Hashanah. Come on, guys, don't mess this one up. Anyway, just to clarify, so when I say it's 80 degrees, that doesn't mean that our folks from Connect should be packing differently. Make sure that you bring layers, like a fleece layer, a nylon jacket. When we're up in Shomron, you know, if you remember when we're there with Moshe Goldsmith, Moshe, you know, in Itamar, it can get pretty chilly.
Yeah.
The other thing, I got a note from someone the other day asking me to clarify something. You will be changing money. You will have to change money unless you are at a tourist location. In other words, a store that caters to tourism. Let's say like Yuval's place or Uri Shkalim or Udi, because we don't take people to all the other, you know, the tour, or in Shorashim, you could pay in dollars.
Oh yeah, you can pay in IOUs.
Nowhere else. You cannot go into an Israeli supermarket and buy water and pay in dollars.
No.
You can use your credit cards. So that's, and also what I'll be doing is I'm going to be withdrawing a lot of money. In other words, I'll have shekels with me as well. And we'll also do an individual class in, this is 10 shekels. This is 10 agarot. You don't take agarot ever. This is what, don't worry, we take care of our peeps. Anyone listening, don't worry.
So now what we have,
yeah,
now what we have is this has been the official announcement of Hanok, the money changer.
Well, what's interesting. There's a difference between changing money and loaning money.
That's true.
Of course, Jews, as we all know, were pushed into usury because the Catholic Church didn't want to get their hands dirty. So they forced us into something and then attacked us for doing it. Yeah. I just love that.
It's crazy. So anyway, you have a tour prior to us getting there, correct?
Yeah, I picked them up on Monday.
Okay.
I'm not with them the entire time because our schedule had been set. So I'm with them from this coming Monday until the night, like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night on Sunday night.
Okay.
When y'all are in the air. I come home, do a laundry, and then I go to the airport to meet y'all. Now, what time is your flight getting in, Mike? Do you remember?
I get in sometime in the morning, 9 or 10 o'clock, and then we also have people coming in. Our last flight gets in at 3:15.
Right. Okay. So no, I'll get to the airport around 10ish.
Yeah.
And be looking for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly exciting times. There's a lot of stuff going on in the news. The big news in Ukraine is that the Russians are making use of Iranian suicide drones. So now there's even more pressure on Israel to sell weapons, particularly, air defense weapons systems to the Ukrainians. Our defense minister, Benny Gantz, today came out and said flatly no, that Israel won't. This tightrope that Israel is walking. It's been over a month since Israel has bombed any Iranian missiles in Syria. Okay. Over a month. So what's going on there? Of course, we've got the elections coming up November 1st. It looks like there will be elections on November 1st. If I were a betting man, and again, the last time I bet 5 weeks allowance on the Baltimore Orioles against the New York Mets, whatever that was, 69, 60, okay. Whatever, 5 weeks allowance. That was little Chanoch. I was a mini Chanoch. So I don't bet, but I would say we're going to have additional elections in February or March. I don't think a government's going to form.
No,
so that's, but we'll be in Israel when this is all beginning to play out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting.
Is there really any chance that Netanyahu could take this? I don't see it, but
yes,
do you?
It's slim. It's very slim. I mean, one day he's got 61 seats. The next day he's got 59 seats. 3 days later, he's got 60 seats. You've got to form a coalition of at least 61. Now, again, remember, whoever it is that's number 60 or number 61, they got you by the hairs of your beard. So it's not great. But meanwhile, of course, the big amusement of the day is, and he's a funny character, Donald Trump and his comments about American Jews and Israel. Again, he reiterated his lack of comprehension that he's done so much for Israel when he was president, and American Jews don't appreciate it. But then he said something that he hadn't said before, that American Jews better get with it before it's too late.
Hmm.
What does that mean?
Who knows?
Now we're talking about a guy who refused to fully criticize the white supremacists that supported him. Now, not everyone who supported Trump is white supremacist,
Yeah.
but there were high-profile incidents. Of course, then Trump said he is so popular in Israel, he could be prime minister with no problem. I got to tell you, that's just stupid.
Yeah. I didn't even
We
hear
don't
that
even
one.
have direct election for prime. Yeah, this is, and everyone here in Israel is like rolling on the floor. This is, it's not Purim. We just went through Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah. I was guiding.
Yes. Well, speaking of a worthless conversation, Kanye West, is it Kanye West? I don't know these people.
Yeah.
I guess it made some anti-Semitic remarks along the way, or so. I didn't really follow that, but is this actually being picked up in Israel?
Yeah, because he is a worldwide personality. He is a celebrity. He was, incredibly famous, has been incredibly famous. His inability to complete a sentence, like he's going to go DEFCON 3. Now, in the US military, there is the DEF, defensive condition system. There is no DEFCON. And again, he has the classic Black Hebrew Israelite view that Black people are the original Jews. So his claim is, I can't be anti-Semitic because Blacks are Jews or Jew. I mean, it's really, people who should be taking medication are supposed to take their medication. Dr. Hanoch.
Yeah.
With my little prescription for health, mental health. What's interesting is how incredibly crowded we were during Sukkot.
Yeah.
But in speaking to other tour guides, and just today I spoke to a tour operator, one that I used to work with, who was busy rebuilding her business. Now, again, remember, like the airports, they had to fire everybody. So to bring people in when they're still not getting revenue, because tour operators are scheduling tours a year or more in advance. And she concurred with what I had been saying for a long time, that I'm thinking that it's going to take until December 2023.
Wow.
In other words, we're talking about 14 months from now to get back to where we were at the end of 2019, maybe. Now that's assuming no major wars, no major calamities. And what's interesting is Israel signed a very bad deal with, well, it actually wasn't with Lebanon, because Lebanon won't sign a deal with us. So it was via America. So we've got America guaranteeing this. As we would say in Yiddish, oy vey. Okay. So we signed a very bad deal with them. But within the last few days, twice, Lebanon has accused the Israeli Navy of encroaching on their waters. Now, to me, this looks like a setup for some kind of blame, which will lead to something else. But we'll see. Who knows?
I mean, the whole thing comes down to this, that you guys chose a really difficult neighborhood to live in.
It was chosen for us.
Oh, that's right.
And that's, I got to tell you, that's where I think that term, the chosen people, comes from. We were chosen for God knows what. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember
we have a land that flows with milk and honey, but seems to be filled with rocks.
Yeah, True. I remember the first time I heard somebody say, yeah, God chose us, oh, to be so chosen. It's like somebody once told me, they said, we kind of wish sometimes that God had choose somebody else just to, just to give us a break. And that's the whole spiritual dynamic behind this family, this kingdom, this, Ephraim, Judah, the whole thing. Without an understanding of it from a spiritual angle, it really doesn't make any sense.
Well, I come back to, a number of years ago, I started my presentation with the Temptation song, Ball of Confusion.
Hmm.
And that's what the world is today. Dun, dun, hey, hey. And I got to tell you, that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It's beyond belief. And what's really great is lately people have been telling me things that are Hebrew terms that ain't Hebrew,
Mm.
or telling me things like explaining elements of the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, that ain't there.
Yeah.
So where this stuff is coming from, whether it kind of falls, like the manna,
Yeah.
and kind of falls on people's clothes, maybe like nuclear fallout. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know. I met some folks the other day that were let's just say very interesting in some of the things that they had come up with. I have no idea. I don't spend a whole lot of time with that. So, um, s- okay, so I mean, you guys continue basically life continues to go on in spite of everything. I see the one politician came out the other
Absolutely.
day and said that Israel should expand settlements, communities, at as fast as they can, and really that's the answer. That's the answer to all this. The taking the
But
land.
this is just electioneering. This is just electioneering.
Yeah. Oh,
This
I know.
is people positioning
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
You've got Yair Lapid saying that he will make sure he wants the Arab vote. He will make sure that there is no Jewish prayer on the Har Bayit, on the Temple Mount. He also said that he would change the law that stated that Israel was the nation state of the Jewish people. That he would change the wording. Everyone is busy saying it's me, it's all about me. Our election or electioneering season makes me absolutely sick. In 13 years and 1 month as an Israeli, this will be election number 8. Enough
Wow.
already. Enough already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well,
anyway,
at least we have the same thing in common on both sides of this of the Atlantic Ocean, is that we both have election seasons, and they're both filled with a lot of people that like to lie. Right.
I think in summary, um, that's true. And regardless, as you said, life goes on. There are still poor people that need help and support and need to be fed.
Yeah.
There are still the elderly and the sick or chronically ill people that need to be cared for. We still have, Baruch Hashem, thank God, we still have elderly Nitzalei Shoah, victims of the Holocaust, still
Yeah.
alive that need to be cared for. There's a lot of things, and it really gets to me because already I've begun working on a presentation for when I'm in the US in January, and I haven't even announced that I'm coming to the US in January. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Um, but it gets to me that I know so many people who tell me that they're all about everything, Israel, the restoration of, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I got to be real with you guys. I don't see them giving a single dollar
Hmm.
to any worthwhile cause in Israel.
Well,
And people, every once in a while, people used to write to me and say, Hanoch, I would like to give to
mhm,
soup kitchens. Can you
mhm,
recommend one, two, or three of them?
yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, it seems like most people out there are their focus is in other places. I'm not going to say wrong places, but I'm just going to say other places. I am so blessed that I'm able to hang out with people that have the right focus in life. I have almost a record amount of money um, that I'll be bringing to Israel this year to give to needs in the land.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah,
I just, a lot of people can say a lot of things. I like to surround myself with people that are doing something.
that's a great way of putting it. And, I got to tell you, when y'all moved to Franklin, North Carolina a number of years ago, ostensibly what appeared to be the reason was Daniel.
Mhm.
And, and actually, that was Hashem giving you a great excuse, rationale to be at the center of what is rapidly becoming one of the most fanatical Israel loving communities in
Mhm.
the entire world outside of the land of Israel in Franklin, North Carolina. Who would
Yeah,
have thought?
yeah.
Who would have thought?
We may not be the largest group in the world, but we have about 70 or 80% of us are going to be in Israel this year. We have a number of people already there. Chris and Sarah fly out tonight, or leave Franklin tonight to fly out tomorrow. And I'm proud of these guys. I really am. They,
Okay,
you know,
I already know that there are others in your congregation who weren't able to come this year, who just a few hours ago in a message back and forth mentioned about, well, maybe they'll be able to come to Israel next year. Now, I don't want to mention any names, Mary Connor Styles. I don't want to, I don't want to, mention any names. So I'm not going to mention Mary's name
yeah,
again. Connor Styles. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I got to tell you, out of the 12 Connor sisters, she's the only one seemingly not coming this year. I don't
true,
even know how that's possible. Anyway,
true. But yeah, there is
um,
there is some conversation happening in Life Assembly to consider the possibility of being in Israel during Sukkot next year, volunteering. So,
that's fabulous. And I have to tell you, there are 4 people that I know personally in Kentucky that are planning on Connect next year.
yeah,
I know several people in DeRidder, Louisiana, that are currently saving to be in Israel with us again next year. I mean,
good.
we need to step up.
Yeah,
This is the time for action.
yep.
And as I like to say, as much as you need to see Israel, Israel needs to see you.
That was going to be my next statement, Hanok, is that people wonder, why do you go back so many times? It's kind of like I started the my Living Torah. I recorded on Tuesday morning. Today's Wednesday. I recorded on Tuesday morning, and I said, for those of you who are asking the question after maybe going through a Torah cycle once or twice, and you're asking the question, why should I do this again? Stick around, because about your 20th time, you no longer ask the question of why should we do this again, because you see that it doesn't matter how many times you go through it. There's always something new. And,
Well,
same with the trip to Israel.
today, just today, hours ago, I saw and experienced some things in the Jewish quarter that I had never seen before.
Hmm.
Me. And I look forward to sharing that with our group.
There you go. All right. Well, we got another one more Israel update, and then if anyone has not friended myself, Hanok, on Facebook, this would be a great time to do so. because we're going to be posting a lot of things online using that as our platform. So people can follow us through the
Yes.
land. If you don't like Facebook, make up something, call yourself the anything, whatever you want to call yourself, the Purple Cat, and sign up, and that way you can follow us.
The Caped Crusader. Yeah, whatever.
Mm.
Listen, it's like when people say to me, this happened to me a number of years ago. I was guiding a group in the Western Wall tunnels, and I walked by a group coming out, and I heard someone say, "Hanoch, is that you?" And I said, "Yeah." I think I told you the story. And it was a woman who said, I'm your friend on Facebook. I said, I am so sorry that I didn't recognize you. I apologize. She said, well, I never use my picture. Okay. I should have known intuitively.
Yeah, you should have. So I just want to closing one thing to let you know. We start out with, you were telling us all about the politicians that are writing books. I have got it on very good sources that we have a president today in the United States that will not be writing a book about himself because he can't remember what it was he would have to write about. And with that, Hanoch froze up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this, like, I was stunned. No, I guess that's the internet way of saying, I think y'all have done your show for today.
It's a conspiracy. I just mentioned that, and they froze your picture. That'll be next. All right. Well, take care. We'll see you soon.
I gotta tell you.
What?
Have a good one.
All right. Later.
See ya. Bye-bye.